All right, let's go ahead and get started. Good morning, everybody. Let's make sure that you can see and hear the mic. Looks like everything is on, so we'll get started here just in about 30 seconds or so. All right, just like yesterday, we're going to set up with the higher time frame on your left-hand side. And then to the right, I'm looking at a 4-hour candle. And then to the right of this, we have our live alerts that come straight from my account. Just keep in mind that these are not, in any way trying to tell you to buy or sell anything. This is what we call proof of concept. Yesterday, we'll go over some of these alerts. You could see towards the end of the day, I was adding into some of those equity trades. And then this morning on strength, we went ahead and started trimming those trades. So Tiger, lithium 2 times, okay? So again, just buying that dip and then selling into strength. Pretty easy concept using nice levels here. Again, the layout, higher time frame, 4-hour time frame, live alerts from my brokerage account, and then this section up here towards the top is my current account. These are all the positions that I'm holding. Okay. All right, let's go ahead and get started. So ES futures. So how do we want to read this? I was just explaining this here in the room. Very, very important. This is really easy to follow. The red box means caution. It means smaller allocation. Okay. Anytime we get into the green box, this is where we're looking to load up and start trading to the upside. The yellow box is what we call a relief zone. Now, I did give this blueprint to our members here towards the beginning of the weekend. We haven't changed that. So just to show you how awesome these levels are, you can see here on the job numbers and so forth, we pull back, right? And so we pull back and we pull back right into the relief zone. And look what's happened. Price has bounced. And then as I was telling our members today, news is a catalyst that moves price into the red box or down to the yellow box or down to the green box. Okay, so please understand that. We had this box here on the weekend. Numbers came out this morning. They didn't like that and they pulled it back into the relief zone. I could teach you how to find these. It's really straightforward. That doesn't mean you're going to understand how to trade it or that your emotions will be in check. That's just a process that takes a little bit of time. All right. So here we are with the relief bounce. How do we want to trade this going forward? I think the most important number today is going to be your 4 hours time frame. So we have some EMAs. We are underneath that EMA cloud. And so this is going to be resistance. This is a 0 DTE day. DTE stands for days till expiration. I love this for the SPY and the SPX. What I like to do is buy puts and calls on the 0 DTE day on the SPY. I only need to use the ES chart to trade my SPY. For every 10 points in the ES, you're looking for $1 in the SPY. Okay? So as price moves up here, what I'd like to see into the open is that we get a nice push into the line in the sand at 38.68 and a quarter or towards the cloud. And this is where I want to be thinking about buying 0 DTE SPY puts to the downside. Remember, we want to be buying puts when price is moving up, not when it's moving down. Okay? And then if for some reason we do not get there and we continue further down into or around 3843 and a half, this is where I'll be looking at buying calls. Typically what I'm looking for is out of the money and I'm only looking to pay 25 to 30 cents. So again, just check out the option chain and you'll figure out what those are. But again, those will show up over here in our live brokerage alerts. Okay. All right, so resistance and support. Again, we're in that relief bound support. If we were to pull back into this green box, this would be my target at 3777s. If we continue up and we get over the cloud, then we're looking for that 3890. Let's go ahead and move on. I'm going to take you guys over here to our, let's see here, to our daily focus. Let's go ahead and take a look at that. So first is DKNG. They had a little bit of news. Price has picked up a little bit. And this is our old blueprint, and then I gave you some more extension targets to the upside. Okay, this is higher area. This is pretty wide, 53 by 63, $10 wide. I'm not saying that that's where I want my stop, But this, if for some reason price were to move back, I'm definitely a buyer in this gray zone here. Okay. Over here on the weekly, this is what I want you to pay attention to. Consolidation for almost a month here. So this move, in my opinion, is just getting started. I'm not saying it's not going to be volatile. All right, it's definitely going to be a little volatile with a big move up like this. But the way that I want to approach this is my first target is 72.14. Looks like we already hit that. So the way that I want to look at this morning is you want to take the gap up and see that price can hold about 25 to 40% of that, at least 30 minutes to an hour in. If it cannot hold that, I'm hands off until we can reclaim that 72.14. Okay, so 72.14 is today's support. Next target above that is 74.43, and above that 76.63. All right, overall, this pink line right here, I really like this as a buy if we were to come back into this area around 63 and a half. Okay. All right. So our next one, we're going to move down here. We're going to look at MARA. All right. Why do I like Mara? I just like Mara when we have, a move in Bitcoin, and we'll go over Bitcoin here in a second. We did push up into the trendy edge, so this is resistance until it's not. When price is under it, it's resistance. When price is above it and closes above it, we look for it to be support. Okay. The bigger picture suggests that this is an AC/DC. Accelerator decelerator equals the trendy edge. So in this case, I'm looking for 45.88. Short term, we'd really like to see this hold the 4-hour cloud, which is right here. It's roughly 35.95 by 37.75. If I were to draw you a box, it's going to look like this. Okay. And basically, you could just call this a neutral zone. No reason to do anything in here if you don't feel like it. I could do starters here, meaning smaller position. And when we get over this top trendy edge here, that's when I can start adding in. So that's at about 39.75. So what I'm going to do is set an alert just right above that. Okay, and then I'm going to set alert towards the bottom or middle of this box. Okay, and this is just going to alert me to let me know that we're digging in a little bit deeper, and I might be taking the shot at a smaller trade here, and again, adding above this 39, 3/4, maybe even 40. We'll just see how the broad market is performing at that time. Okay, all right, so let's move on. Now I'm going to take you over into trade plans. Okay, and this is what I found for this morning. We're looking at ABT, and this came off of the AC/DC scanner. And so I really like to look at this, especially on the week. We call this a rounding bottom. You can see it's rounding, it's lower on the curve. That just means that prices come close to the trendy edge on the bottom here. Okay. And what I like to see on this rounding bottom is this is an inside week, folks. Now, a lot of times when I see an inside week, I'm a little cautious because in order for the formation to go forward, like an inside and up, that just means that this week is going to stay inside. So you're sort of capped, right? So if you think about it from this perspective, it's going to stay inside as long as it's inside this body. So it doesn't really give me a big move to the upside. All right, that's my only cautious indicator. So if we stay inside, maybe we don't move a lot. The bigger picture is if we could stay inside here, next week could be an inside and up. I'm looking for 124.75 and 127. Now, because of that, I would be buying time. Again, this is ABT. We have an inside rounding bottom. Support is down here around 119 and a half. It's a void for me underneath that. Targets 124.75 and 127.34. Again, buying time. Please check to make sure of dividends and or earnings reports, okay? Next one on the list is going to be Netflix. Let's go ahead and take a look at that ticker really quick. All right, so here's Netflix. All right, and the way that I have set this up, if you notice, I have a green and a red line on both ends. These are called debit spreads. Call debits up here, put debits down here. And the reason I like to approach it like this because I'm expecting a big move here soon in FANG stocks. Okay, FANG stocks. Netflix is one of them. These things are getting really, really tight. Now, to be again transparent, this has not been easy for people to trade Facebook and Apple and Amazon. Things have not really been pushing here, right? Money's been rotating into other names that we have been trading, but at some point, money will come back here and we will see a move. And because of that, I want to see what type of risk to reward I can get, but I'm looking at buying the 555s and selling the 560s, so pretty tight. All right, but again, I'm keeping that cost low because I'm not willing to pay up the premium right now. And then to the downside, buying the 530s, selling the 525s. Now, do understand I could do an iron condor here. I could also flip that and just do a credit spread, but I do like the debit spread in this scenario. I hope everybody sees that. Okay, so again, I'll be checking those risks to rewards when the market opens and give you a better indication on what I like here. Now, we've only gone over about 4 different things really quick. We went ahead and traded and got out of Tiger, not out of, sorry, we trimmed Tiger, made some money there. And then we have Workhorse, which I'm adding into my price right now is 16.62. The mark is at 15.89. And some other trades that we're currently in that we started yesterday. Let's go ahead and go over those. So we have PLTR. It's up a little bit. It was up a little bit more than this a little bit earlier, but the market is pulling back. Again, I love this base here, right? I'm not saying this is going to be an easy trade. I feel like there's a lot of eyes on it, so therefore it's going to take some time. But we are basing here towards the edges, okay? And what I'd like to see, again, is a rounding bottom. And as of right now on the weekly, on PLTR, this is an inside week. So again, that's what we need to see. This 9 EMA or this EMA here in the cloud is my target for right now. Okay, and that's up towards around that 3094 or so. All right, up here, trendy edge, this here, 2743. So far, up just a little bit. I bought 2 different sets of options and we'll continue to monitor this. Really, at the end of the day, I want to create an alert at or below. Okay, right around this area. And then I want to set an alert, which I've already done, towards some of my trim targets, okay? All right, let's go ahead and move on. Our next one is going to be CCL. All right, so this is up. This was up a little bit more this morning. I started these, and we are in about a little bit of time here, I believe. Not too much time. 19 marches, and I bought in the money 70 deltas, about the 26 and a halves yesterday. These should open up fairly nice. I do and will put in trims at $3 and then I'll hold some. What I'm looking for is 31 by 32 pretty soon. Okay, this is looking pretty good. It's a little extended as far as a swing is concerned. We have support down here around 21 and a half. The shorter term support here is at 27, and again, targets at or around 31. Okay. All right, let's see here. Is there anything else that you guys would like to take a look at? Let me know. And we'll get you back over here into our main chat. Let's look at silver. Guys, just click on the same your same link that's always in there. All right, I'll let you know if I'm going to change it. So anybody that's asking that, Margot, just go into the same link. Okay. All right, so let's go down here. Let's take a look. It looks like curious about Piton at these levels. So am I. So am I, Roberto. Let's go ahead and take a look here. All right, so I drew a box. We're at the ME. This is definitely just like we were showing on PLTR. If I were going to try a trade here, it would be at this level, right? This is where I'm going to try the trade. But I'd be looking at further out of the money, lower delta, just because sentiment has to come back in. So you may just be sitting around and killing, theta might be killing your position. So I think you've noticed I've been doing some of those trades where we're buying a little bit out of the money, and that's to give me a little bit of breathing room. Okay. All right. Far as to the upside, I'd be looking at the decel, so up or around 130-ish. Okay, and that would be my target for short term. Let's see here. Let's go over here into NVIDIA. All right, so 535, another continuation candle down. Omer, we are getting really close to the ME. If you look down and to the left on this 4 hour, you can see we have a lot of support right into the previous MEs. So what I would do is you're going to take a box, you're going to use this previous ME, and then you're just going to come up like this to the YE. So this entire area right here is what I would call support. Now all of these FANG stocks, again, we're kind of looking at the same exact thing. All right. So if you like debit spreads or you like out of the money in time, you'd be buying this ME, okay, with time. All right. Because you could see if money does rotate into these, we'll be finding support here. And over time, we'll break this EMA cloud. And then we move our way back up into the ME at around 603. Now to the downside, of course, look how much support we have in here, okay? I'm not saying this cannot be broken. Again, this reminds me of Netflix, where we could be looking at buying debit spreads to the upside and debit spreads to the downside, right? Sorry about that. These Thinkorswim's kind of acting up a little bit. All right, let's go ahead and move down here. NVIDIA. Dex, why are you so sad about silver, man? Small allocations. You just mad because it's down or what? Sad that it's down? Yeah, we can't. We still have a little bit of time here. 24.17 continues to move down. I know it is sad. That was a nice ad yesterday, and then I was able to make about 25% just on those ads. But man, the rest of them getting hammered. I agree, but at the same time, it is a smaller position for myself. Hopefully, you followed suit there. And if we continue down, there is support in this area around 23 and a half, unfortunately. So the bigger picture, let's check this out. It looks like we came up and hit the 50 on pre-market. So when we come over here and we look at this weekly, right? We took the pivot high to the pivot low. And if we go back to the video in Trendy Trading, right? Our video on fibs, we came up into the 50. And anytime that we are in a downtrend like this, price, we talk about this specifically, how it moves up into the 50, right? And then typically this is another sell off, unfortunately. So right now, I really want to see this area hold here, okay? Got a little bit of time there. 2 more weeks, I believe. That's a good thing. All right, let's move down. No. Now go back and look at my notes there. Let's see if you have time. Let's see. Let's look at love, LUV. All right. So here we are on LUV. It's up just a tad, right? So things are looking pretty good on this. I think we bought some time on this. Let's look, LUV. Um, Looks like I have 16 days. Is that correct? Yeah, looks like we have about 16 days. Okay, and this is Delta 63. What we're looking for here is that continuation up into 59.32 and then over that 63. What I'm looking for in these cruise lines and airlines is just a really big break. All right, a break to the upside. We got some nice candles, okay, a couple weeks ago. Now we're just kind of basing in here, and I'm looking for that continuation. This is just an inside week at the moment. All right, inside week. So next week could be that bigger move into 63. Now, caution here as we're sitting at the ME. All right, if you make a little bit of money on this, just don't be greedy, right? Take a little bit of money, especially if you're new. Take a little bit of money and then just kind of ride the rest. But this ME is important for this week. Today is Wednesday. We have a couple more days. By the end of Friday, I would really like to see this stay above the trendy edge here. Okay, so that key level there on that trendy edge is 57.88. Like to see it above that on close on Friday. All right. And let's go down here to Baidu. Yeah, and Matt, so on silver, on the allocation amount, I think what I wrote in there is my silver allocation. Remember, it's kind of difficult, right? Because every size is perspective for people, right? It's all about perspective. Like, is that big or is it small? Uh, if you look at the number of contracts and then you look at the size of my account, it's actually really small. As far as our allocation is concerned, going off of that template that's in there, I think it fell into medium. Remember, it's cumulative, okay? So if we buy three, we add one, then it puts you into the next category. Okay, we'll go over that here soon. Anyways, so on Baidu, nice inside week. This is an AC/DC setup. Okay, AC/DC right here upon it, just like this. All right. When we're already, let's say that you're just now looking at this trade. All right, you're above the 4 hour. You hit the accelerator and you're like, man, I wish I would have took this trade back here once we were just getting over the decel, and then I'd be looking at here and I'd already be up. So if you have not taken this trade yet, all right, this is where I like out of the money just because I'm a little late to the party. All right, not anything silly where you're buying so much out of the money it doesn't make sense, but I'm just saying not deep in the money, not at the money. The AC/DC, now your spread or your risk is a lot wider than what it was, right? So for me on this trade, if I were just getting into it, then I'd want to stay above the 4 hour cloud here. And if we stay above, again, we're looking for that move in at 329 and then 341. All right. Now over here on the weekly, looks beautiful. It's an inside week. So what I was trying to tell you guys earlier, this is the candle, right? This is the mother candle, this big candle here. So if we were to take a line and we identify this just roughly, then I don't expect price to go over 322, roughly over 322.90 this week. Okay, does that make sense? Because the bigger picture is right here, I needed to stay inside. All right, so I'm kind of capped there. All right, so if you like iron condors, you like credit spreads, and you could sell this line, you could sell this line because I do expect an inside week. All right. Yeah, we do. We do. We still have time there, Matt. We still have time. But just, to be transparent, time doesn't always help, right? Doesn't always help. Very true. Very true. All right. JMIA. Sorry about that. We'll look at AMD first. Somehow I skipped over. I apologize. AMD still underneath the 4 hour 9 EMA. You can see here on the weekly, it's in the cloud, not an easy trade. You're getting lower on the curve. All right. And anytime that I see my edges like this and we see a downtrend, this is like a magnet. So for me, I'm not really interested in this trade at the moment. I would be more interested if it can get back above the cloud. That's just me. All right, so I'm hands off. If we get above here, around this area, then I'll be interested. I'm more interested in buying down here. It may not happen, and I might have to buy up here. Okay, but all of this for me is just hands off. All right, right in there. All right, and let's look at JMIA. All right, 44.26. This is really nice. This is, I mean, look at all these different support lines in here. Again, it's a downtrending name, all right, but it is at a level where I'd feel comfortable at least starting a position, and I'd probably be using these wicks down here as a stop, okay, right in here. And you can see there's an inside and up right here, I'm sure if we were to dive into that. But it's been tested over and over. So again, nice support level. Can it hold? That's the question. All right. Does look like a, a possible head and shoulders if you're into that type of stuff. But for now, we are underneath the cloud there. Okay. All right, so we have about 5 minutes left. I'm going to get over here to the ES, back to the ES, and let's go ahead and take a look. And we'll just kind of hang out and wait here until we open up. I'm going to pull up the Trendy alerts. Okay, just like that. And I'm going to stay quiet for about 5 minutes and get ready for the morning. Good luck to everybody. I will probably be on the mic a little bit more than I typically am, just because I just feel like hanging out. Oh, well, the truth is, I love you guys, but it's cold outside. So, Jennifer, you had said something yesterday. It's actually like here off of the water, it was 46 degrees this morning. That's cold, man. I'm in Florida, right? Just got back from Maui. I didn't think we'd see this cold of weather again, but here we are. All right. So it's weird. On my restream, it said that my YouTube and stuff wasn't up, but it looks like it's going. Good deal. All right, so what we're going to do, I'm going to show you guys something a little bit different this morning if you're new and watching. Instead of watching, I'm going to put the 4 hour on our left. It's going to show you how I trade the futures. Let me put this on a 4. This was your nice buy relief zone right here in the yellow. This is where you should have been trying to take that trade. And then over here, I'm going to put us on a 5 minute, and we're going to use my script, which is called the PMZ, the pre-market zone. The way I developed this is I came up with this area a long, long time ago. Basically, just kind of back tested the entire market uh, since the inception of the market, hand tested, right? I'm kind of old school. I went back and did all this, just by measurements and so forth. No programs, just measuring things. And basically, you can see from past experience, if price is over the PMZ, we're looking to go long. If price breaks down, we have indicators tell you to go short underneath that. And then, so what I want to be watching for this morning as we open up is if we can get over the current PMZ. Now notice we're bouncing really nice over that yellow um, zone here that we marked out. So far moving, but the PMZ is really wide this morning with a little bit of more risk than I like. What this tells me right away, because the risk is about 7.3 points, is that we have a little bit of volatility coming in. Okay. Typically, our risk is only falling in around 2 to 4 points, if that. And you're going to see that this one box here actually it does its job, okay? When price is under it, we look for it to be resistance. When price is above it, we look for a nice move to the upside, okay? And man, I can't tell you how much this saves you in your trading. Again, here at Trendy Trading, I use the ES futures and have been using them for years to guide me in the broad market itself. I don't need anything else. I don't watch news. I don't read other people's blogs. It's all about levels, okay? And we showed you all that this morning. All right. Let's get started. Good luck to everybody today. Please be careful. Again, we are underneath the EMAs. We've come out of that red box. Just a little bit of caution. Allocation is going to be smaller. If I'm adding in small, we got to wait for some trend. We need to come into levels. A little bit of price discovery out there. So please be patient. All right. Yesterday I turned this off out there on Periscope and stuff, but I think I'm going to leave it on for this morning. Why not, right? Told you it's cold outside, so you guys get You get a little bit more of me, unfortunately. All right, let's see what this little box is gonna do. All right, I'm gonna see if they'll bite on the at 3 for CCL just for a second here. That was my first trim that I wanted to do, and you guys will see if I get picked up very quickly. It'll come in here. All right, so there it is right there, guys. Just came through. We got filled at $3 on CCL. This is just a trim. You can see that right here. It says trim, and this is the price we sold at. Nice trim there, guys. We're gonna continue to hold here, though. All right, so we're in the PMZ. This is called a neutral strategy. Okay. Well, it's called the neutral. It's a negative neutral. And as long as price is in there, it's going to come back. Remember, this is what I was talking about right here on the SPY. We want to see. Don't forget about your CCL as well. If you want to put something in for like, say, 350, 375, you always want to put in orders. This is where I expect a little bit of resistance. Okay, so if you're looking at 0 DTE, um, puts on the SPY, this is where I'd feel more comfortable buying them while they're cheap. But I need to look at prices just here in a minute, okay? All right. All right, so I'm going to get over here and I'm going to take a look at SPY. Nice little green day already. I do have some next trims in for CCL at 350. Trying to get over to my SPY option chain. Remember, it's more of a process, folks. I think a lot of folks, they're looking for something to work out right away. When I do these 0 DTE trades, I'm looking for, let's see, on the put side here, I'm looking for 25, 30 cents. So like in this case, if we're going to pull back, I'm looking for the 381s at 28 cents. Okay. And I'm okay if these go to 0, just so everybody knows out there. These are typically really small trades. And on a day like this would be more of a protection trade, so not a big deal. And you're going to see that come through right here, right now. Boom. Okay. And then to the upside, I already have calls. All right. I already have calls that we bought a couple days ago. To the upside, I would expect 38.90. Okay. But again, bulls are not in charge unless we can get over this 38.98 area. Okay. All right, let's go ahead and move across here and take a look at our focus trades just really fast. Yeah, Matt, I was talking about, here in Florida, anything under 70, man, I'm cold. Like I'm freezing in my office this morning. Told my wife I hate to get on the screens and put like a hoodie on or a jacket. I feel like it kind of looks unprofessional, right? But man, What, that under 70 is hilarious, RJR? Man, it's true though. You know, I was the same exact way, man. When I came here, I'm like, why are people wearing sweaters, uh, right? When it's 60, 65, 70 out. All right, guys, so we're already up on the SPY puts. Okay, I'd like to see, something come through. You're up 25%. Okay. So again, just quick little wins here and there, 29%. Um, Ay, ay, ay. It didn't let me fill. A little frustrating, but okay, whatever. There we go. So I went ahead and closed. I tried to close at 30%. It didn't fill. Just really small trade there. I'm gonna go for, actually what I'm gonna go for today is my green box, just in case, some crap goes down. So we're gonna go even cheaper. I'm gonna go for a 380 at 20 cents. Okay. Again, it's gonna kind of look like the last one. Oh, come on. They're not filling. Usually it's a lot quicker than this. All right, CCL, we just trimmed at 41%. Congratulations, guys. Nice one. How many of you guys are in CCL? Yeah, baby. Nice. How about our Love? Is Love doing okay? Let's see. Come on, Love. Get yourself up there, mate. And then let's see. All right, so we make a little bit of money right there on the SPY trim. I apologize for that. I didn't mean to buy as many as I did, so I'm just making sure I cut half my size right there. But if we get some sort of flush here at the line in the sand, like we're expecting, I mean like a big flush, we could do really well on these. Looking for like 5 to 10x here. All right, there we go. We're at 30% again. Very nice. About a lot more than I meant to. So, whoa, whoa. Come on. Wow, these are not filling. I apologize, folks. You got to be really quick here. You got to have. All right, there's a couple there at 30%. All right, so everything planned out just like we said. I said price would move up into the line in the sand. That's where we'd be looking at getting some puts, and that worked out very nicely. I'm going to go ahead and turn off the stream, and I'm going to relax for a little bit as we sold some CCL and some SPY for profits. You could do what you want with the rest of these. I'm just going to leave them on and just in case we get some sort of big flush, like I said. I'm not bearish at all. Everybody knows I'm a huge bull. This is just a zero DTE trade, as we call it, and they're fun. I don't think they're that difficult, and we can teach you how to do it here at